Hello. Morning.
Morning.
Hello, good
Good
morning.
morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello, morning.
How's everybody today?
So far good.
Good.
So far, so good, sir.
Because just started the day. How's work? Busy? Not busy? Everyone can hear me or not?
Can.
Yes. Yep, yep.
Okay. How many people we have here? Uh, how many 7 people. Okay. So we're gonna do a recap on your critical and analytical thinking. So how's everybody? All okay? How's the COVID situation there? All normal already now. Everyone's just getting it. It's like normal flu already. How is the thing in pyramid? Anyone close contact or anyone got a close scare or Mimang got COVID? Anyone know? Yes, no? You all can hear me, right? Why no one responding?
Yeah, can hear you, can hear you.
So no one responding, what does that mean?
Friday morning.
Right. GK, eh? Friday morning. How come I cannot see everybody? How do I change my view? Gallery. Right, guys, I need all of you to on your cameras. No wonder I cannot see everybody. Right. Okay, so all of you, you remember what you learned in the previous class or not? In this critical and analytical thinking.
Yeah.
So you remember, huh? Okay, we're going to test it. No, so what we'll do today, we're going to just recap what we learned. I'll go through the slides again just to recap. After that, you're going to break out into groups. This time, we're going to do breakout where you all are going to teach back to each other. After, because there are 4 tools I spoke to Tino, there are 4 tools that he introduced to you all on critical and analytical thinking. So what we're going to do is in your groups itself, you're going to discuss those tools, how it's applied, and teach each other. You know, group by group, you're going to teach each other about those tools. So because this is a group reflective learning. Um, how many of y'all, show of hands, just physically show of hands, how many of y'all actually, no, don't show your hands before I ask the question. How many of y'all actually practice anything from what you learned in the class? GK, GK's hand is up. Who else? Siva. Siva's hand is up. That's all. How do I see the entire gallery? Hold on, guys. How do I do? Enter full screen. Okay. Well,
Like this.
this one.
Oh, you can see that when they carry up their hand.
Okay. All right. So only 2 of y'all, okay. At least 2, Okay. So are you guys all okay? We will just recap the slides again. We'll go through the creative problem solving process. Then I want you to employ that process later when you first you teach back. Then after that, we will go through all of you. I want all of you to share what challenges you faced ever since the last class. Once we record these challenges, I'm going to choose 4 challenges faced by each one of you. And then each one of you, again, we're going to break you into the 4 groups. And you're going to help each other solve this according to the problem solving process. So we're clear. Today, what we're going to do, we're going to run through content from the previous class. Then we're going to run through the tools that you have learned. You're going to teach each other how to use these tools, how it applies. You can use Google, whatever, come up with a teaching. Come up with a teaching, maybe 5 slides at most as a group, and you're going to teach each other. Okay. Then we're going to go through individually, each one of you. You're going to do the problem analysis part. You're going to pour out your problems at the workplace. Then we are going to shortlist 4 problems for 4 groups, and you're going to employ this problem solving process, and we're going to see as a whole, as a group, whether that problem and the solution is viable or not, and whether it helps the person or not. Because a lot of you, what I realize, some of you face similar problems. So later we will see as individuals, when you share, we will shortlist, we will choose the top 4 that we need to solve, and then you come up with the structured process. There's 6 or 7 steps in the problem solving process that we will now see in the slide. Everyone clear? All good? Okay. Yeah, just show me like that if all good. Okay. Now I am going to share my screen. Okay. You can see, yeah? All right. So what we learned from the last class, these are the steps in your creative problem solving process. So number 1 is info gathering, that is information gathering. Then it's problem definition or analysis. Then it's possible solutions. So you come up with all the solutions. There is no dumb solutions. There's no smart solutions. Come up with as much solutions as you can, because the next step is you are doing the analyzing the solutions. Here is where you put the cost benefit analysis, whether a solution is good or not good. Then you select the best solution. Then next course of action, that means you document the solution, and then how do you improve from the problem you solve so that you avoid it or you don't repeat it in the future. Everyone clear with this? Yeah. Okay, so info gathering. Now if you want to write down, please write down. Okay, so the first step in the creative problem solving process is info gathering. That means you're gathering info about the problem. So types of information: fact, assumption, concept, opinion, procedure, and process. So these are types of information that you can collect. So some are facts, some are assumptions. Assumptions you can make, you can even ask your team members to make. Concepts are concepts with regards to your work processes. Opinions may come from you as well. Procedures are SOPs, and the processes are also the SOPs. So these are types of information you can collect about a problem. Now, key questions: who, what, why, when, where. It's the 6 W's and 1 H. Methods of gathering info: you can interview, you can use statistics, questionnaires, and observation. So please later on use all these tools when you are helping people solve their problems. When you're broken into 4 groups, please employ all these tools. Now, next step in the creative problem solving process. So now you already gather info. Now we move to understanding problem analysis. Okay, so now you have to define the problem. Where did the problem come from? Maybe it's a particular team, a particular individual, a particular department. So you have to identify the source. Then you have to describe the present state and the desired state. So if it's a problem here, this is the desired state, you need to be here. Okay, then you state and reinstate the problem. Okay, you state and restate the problem. After that, you analyze the problem. So you have to first define the problem. This is the process. I think someone's mic is
disappointed.
correct. How can I see their cameras at the same time? Wait, hold on, guys. They can still see the slides. How do I have the, I need to have both views at once. Hold on, guys, just 1 second. Which one is that?
You need to see both of it. You're sharing the whole screen. Unless you share only the slide. Right?
Okay, wait. All right. Okay, so defining the present state and desired state of the problem, write a statement. Remember, you all went through the problem statement and all that, right? So you write the statement about the problem, but it has to be specific with concrete details, yeah? And it does not contain the cause and does not contain solutions, because that one comes later on. This is just writing a problem statement. It comes with concrete details only, not what caused the problem, but just a statement about the problem. Yeah, no causes, no solution. Now, state and restating the problem, emphasize different words. What are the keywords? Replace a word in the statement, rephrase, remove opinionated words, draw a picture of the problem. So all these you have learned in the previous class. This is just a refresher. This part of the process. Yeah. So later on, if some of you need to revisit all this info, let me know and I'll pull up the slides again. Now, analyzing the problem is asking the what, where, when, and how big is the problem. Okay. Now, writing the problem statement needs to be specific details about the problem. Remember, concrete details, yeah? Scope of the problem, any mention of possible causes, any potential solutions. So just now we said don't mention causes, don't mention solutions in your problem statement, because that comes later, yeah? Now, thinking process, yeah? With many different solutions in hand, the problem solvers need to analyze solutions to determine effectiveness. So now you develop solutions, you write down all your solutions first. Let's say you have 10. Then you analyze according to how urgent is the problem and whether your solution is going to consume time or not. Then which direction is the problem heading? Now, if the problem is not if it's a low hanging fruit, then it's fine. But if it's immediately, it needs to be solved so that your work can happen. Like the chain belt in the production line, if it's gone means you can't produce the product. And that's the main thing, right? So where is the problem heading and the impact is the problem? How serious is the problem? So you need to analyze this as your criteria: timing, the trend, and the impact. Now, analyzing wants and needs. So how do you want to solve the problem? What do you actually want as an end goal? Then you have to score each solution that you come up with, in terms of maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, how viable is your solution? Then in order of preference, in terms of which is the easiest to execute in that sense. Now, cost benefit analysis is pros and cons, or cost and um, cost or benefit, sorry, pros and cons of all your solutions. What are the pros of doing this? What are the cons of doing this? Maybe it takes too much time. But what are the pros? Maybe it will solve your problem. So you have to weigh cost benefit analysis. This is how you eliminate some of the solutions which are not so beneficial. Okay, so please use this. You have to analyze based on this. You have to use this tool to eliminate other possible solutions which may not be applicable to your problem, because you may come up with 20 solutions at the start, but how are you going to action upon 20 in such a short time? That's where you use cost benefit analysis to determine which is good, which is not good. Okay. Right. Next. With a short list of possibilities, that means you already eliminate your possibilities. you do a final analysis to come up with one or more of the best solutions. Usually it is 1 to 3 solutions that you can do in a short period of time, so that your work needs to move on. So you cannot be employing 10 different solutions because it'll take too much time. So now with a short list, it's easier to work because then you can come up with 1 to 2 solutions, concrete solutions for your problem. Now, final analysis, each potential solution. So you'll do a final analysis on each of your, maybe the 1 or 2 of your solid solutions. You must do a final analysis. Again, come up with advantage and disadvantage so that you know which one to employ first. Okay, and maybe some are short term, some are long term. So long term, if it doesn't affect your work processes, doesn't affect time, doesn't affect, most important, performance, you can do it long term. Okay, so these are some of the tools for analyzing potential problems. You can brainstorm, you can use mind maps, fishbone diagram, and dump and clump. Okay, that is where later we will break you into 4 groups. Each one of you are going to come up with content to teach everyone in this group about dump and clump, mind mapping, problem statements, and also fishbone. So some of them who's going to go into the problem statement group, you're going to come up with problem statements that are solid in terms of what you're going through at the workplace. So you're going to teach everyone how to come up with problem statements. All right. So brainstorming, before we learn ways to generate solutions, we will prepare for creativity. So brainstorming gets you in that creative process. So mental blocks. So a lot of you, when you're coming up with all this problem statement, you like to put your emotions into it. Oh, the fella talked to me like that. The fella this, that. You have to identify that your emotions cannot be put into this because it will block your creative process. Distractions in terms of maybe some of them my friends, so I close one eye. That's a distraction. Assumption is you never gather all the information yet, but you make assumption. For example, attendance problem. Some of you from the last class, like the person like not interested to work. That's an assumption because you never gather info. How do you know? Maybe the person got a sick parent at home, but you never gather info because you never interview the person. Interview is one of the technique, right? So example, don't make assumption. Just approach them and ask them questions because that's how you gather more and more info. Like if someone got attendance problem, don't assume that, okay, yeah, the fella is just like useless. That's an assumption. Mental blocks, culture. Some of you may not like people from another culture, or you don't know things about another culture, and then you make assumptions. So all this, right, is mental blocks because got people from different cultures in your team, in the company, in different departments, got people from different cultures. So if you don't know something about their culture, get to know it. Because why is a person acting in a certain way? Maybe cultural, maybe their background. So please get to know, info gathering. All these are mental blocks because when you don't know about someone or you don't know about their background, you tend to make assumption. That assumption causes distraction with your thought process. Then when it distract your thought process, your emotions get disturbed. Then you make the wrong decision or you solve a problem with the wrong solutions. So all this is interconnected. And then when you have all these mental blocks, right, the last one, communication difficulty, you say, I can't work with a person. I can't talk to him. I cannot work with him. Communication becomes difficult. And communication doesn't mean talking only. It can be email, WhatsApp, the group WhatsApp. Cannot work with a person because everything here is clouded and it's blocked. Now, how do you remove mental blocks? So after this, we're going to do some exercise on removing mental blocks, which is we are going to breathe in and breathe out. Because when you have a lot of clutter in this head, right, we tend to make bad judgment. We tend to judge others. And when your mental block come in, that's when you feel a lot of stress because you don't know how to solve problem. So how you remove mental blocks? One is attitude adjustment. You need to look at yourself, not at others, because when you point one finger, three is pointing back at you. So attitude adjustment. You must learn to look in the mirror and say, maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to adjust my attitude. Maybe I need to change. Instead of assuming, now I talk to people and find out. Emotional blocks. Don't put your emotion into anything. Everything at work, think practical, not emotional. Encourage creativity. Creativity in terms of talk to people, brainstorm, come up with ideas. Ask them, okay, how do you think we can solve this? Not just go there and say, are you all are stupid? This thing is not working, you're not performing. So you all are stupid. Just like that. Sit as a team. Remember we talked about toolbox meetings in the morning? 15 minutes, 10 minutes, just identify, okay, today what are you all going to do? Yesterday we had this problem. How can solve or not? What do you all need? How do you need me to help you solve this problem? 10, 15 minutes, communicate with them, maybe come up with a few solutions, get the day going. Don't always put everything on another thing. Don't put everything on yourself to solve, You can actually talk to people and get ideas also. You never know, someone may have a better idea, but they are scared or they just don't want to come and tell you unless you ask. So remember, info gathering, gather the info, it will actually trigger your creative process and encourage creativity. Imagination and feelings, keep it neutral. Do not put in your stereotypes. Do not put in, because see, socially we mix with a lot of people outside work, our family, social media, internet. We form a lot of stereotypes about different people. These people means confirm like that. That people means confirm like that. We are human beings and we always do that. So your imagination, your feelings, always neutral at work. It will avoid so many problems and it will allow you to solve so many problems. Okay. Now, stimulating creativity. This one, right? Once you remove all your mental blocks, when your brain is clean already, right? Clear. Then you can be creative because you start thinking about actually how to solve the problem. You don't have anything else in your head besides, okay, how do I actually solve the problem? There's no bias, there's no assumption, stereotype, nothing. It's just that your perspective is different now. I want to solve the problem. I am positive minded. So later we will do this exercise called breathe deeply. We will do for 5 minutes. I want to see for 5 minutes, everyone can sit peacefully, calmly, and just breathe deeply. Because if you want to decrease your stress at work, right? Trust me, do this 5 minutes. It's called pockets of breathing, 5 minutes. Every time you face like an issue or what, right? First thing you do, don't go into the problem. Take a step back, put all your stuff aside, right? And breathe deeply. Later we will try. 5 minutes. I just want to see everyone just sit and breathe deeply only. In and out. Just breathe deeply. That's all you do. Just breathe deeply. Put all let's say you get a call from the director. He said, shouting, bambooing, oh, this, that, timelines, this, that. All you do is listen first. Because why? You're info gathering. Then what you do? Don't dive into the problem straight away because mental block. A lot of assumption, this, that, because you already kena tell. You already kena scold. A lot of assumption, mental block already inside. What you do is you put everything aside and breathe deeply. 5 minutes. Later we will practice. Once you do that and you open your eyes, you will start seeing different perspective. You will start to go outside the box. Then you use a journal, which is your notepad, and you start writing down. Why? Where the problem originated? What did my boss tell me? Then you identify where the problem originated. You go through the problem solving process. So it all starts with you as a person. You need to look at yourself. Breathe deeply first. Calm down. Take a paper, write first. what you have heard from your manager. Don't talk back, nothing. I did this lah, I did that lah. Listen to what they are saying first. No need to say, I already did lah, this lah, that lah. No, but try to identify why the person came and talked to you and tell you these things. Okay. Now, dump and clump methodology is one thing that Tino has taught you all. So one team will be talking about dump and clump and how to apply this in the problem solving process. Yeah. And then there are three other things: mind mapping, problem statements, and fishbone diagram. Each one of the groups are going to teach. You can create your own problem, use these tools and solve the problem. You can create your own scenario at work, like for the problem statement team, come up with a problem statement, how you're going to analyze this problem statement. You teach the entire class after this. Okay. Right. Next, we should always attempt to make ethical decisions. Remember, okay, but you must remember you don't work as individuals nowadays. It's in a team, or even you and your boss. Maybe both of you also ethical, but you can make two different decisions because you're two different people. So you must always remember that this is decision making. Yeah. So these are all the basics of decision making, where you must apply a wide perspective, a fair perspective. You must do it for the common good. That means everyone must benefit, and also you must be you must have integrity when you make decisions lah. Okay. Okay, personal and organizational ethics. This can differ. Organizations always want to make profit. We know that, right? Your personal ethics may clash sometimes. But remember, I said always be neutral because you are working in a company. So personal and professional ethics will collide. I just mentioned that. So what will do the most good for everyone? The company needs to make profit, then only you all will get paid. So come and meet in the middle. Don't be too rigid. Don't be too unethical also. Meet in the middle. If it is benefiting everyone, go that path. This is with regards to why we're talking about ethics is when you're making a decision with the solutions, you must have ethics also. Can't be saying, like we will just take away something from another team, or don't allow them to do anything because we need to do this. That's not ethical also. So you need to make a decision that is always in the middle. Now, common dilemmas where it comes to this ethics and all that is, I don't think it applies to most of you, but some with accounting practices, you want to adjust numbers and all. This is just example. When they adjust numbers for tax and all that, right? So this is what we're talking about ethics. Even with your work, maybe the audit and all that, you all try to hide certain things because you need to meet KPIs. I am just citing examples. Okay. So, similar to honest accounting practices, they always adjust the numbers. I'm very sure for you all, some of you all need to meet some KPIs. You need to adjust, how many times the machine broke down, this, that, and all that. At the end of the year when go audit, or quarterly when go audit, you all tend to adjust the numbers. If you start looking at the cause of the problem, that's why as a manager yourself, right, instead of just doing every day according to the book, follow the process and just do and do and do, this is where critical analytical thinking comes in. Like if once or twice or even like 5 times in a week your machine break down, example, you already need to sit back, breathe deeply, and start writing down why actually my machine is breaking. Go back to the why. Ask all the questions: why, where, what, when. Sit with your team. Not just every day breakdown. Okay, what's the SOP? Fix the machine. Call this team. Call that team. You're doing your job, but you're not identifying the actual problem and you're not solving it. Then what happens from here when you don't solve the problem and you don't find the root cause? You start want to do adjustment, this, that, for presenting reports and all. I can't see all your cameras, but I'm very sure some of you can relate to this, because if you keep just doing, I am just doing what I'm paid for, not go out the box, think critically how to solve all these issues so that you don't need to do any adjustments at the end, no, because you solve everything already from the start. Then who takes responsibility for mistakes? We always tend to point this way, three fingers pointing back at us. All this will be solved. Why we put this common dilemma slide is because all this will be solved when you start thinking critically and analytically. Analytical means I'm analyzing. So your job as, manager or supervisor is to actually analyze, not just keep telling this is the SOP. I'm very good at following SOP, but the same problem keep repeating. That means you're not analyzing. You're not critical thinking. You're not critically thinking also. Okay, because then after that you'll have a dilemma. Who must take responsibility for the mistake? Ultimately you need to take. Whether your staff come to work, don't come to work, you must have a backup plan. You need to think critically. So after this we will go with all of you. We will come up with all your challenges, right? We will try to find the most common challenges everyone is facing. We'll break it down to 4, and then you all will help each other solve the problem. 20 minutes you're going to sit in your groups and come up with a full problem solving structured approach, and you're going to do the process of elimination of your solutions. You're going to use all the tools that you've learned excuse me, and come up with a solution. When you present the solutions, you never know, some of your teammates may like, I didn't think of this, and then you get to solve the problem in the end. Hold on, guys. This I need to now solve this problem in my PowerPoint. Hang. I restarted. Can see the slide. Okay, so now decision making at the end. Now you have already come up with all your solutions. You have already decided, these are the 5 solutions that you've shortlisted. Now it's decision making time. So PDCA model, another thing you'll be teaching back to yourselves is the PDCA model, planning. Oh, I can't see my slides. Okay, so the PDCA model in decision making, planning, developing, checking and analyzing. Okay, so now identifying resources. Now this is your decision making. You're not going to decide based on what you think, what you assume. You have to have hard facts. So you identify the resources. How long does this solution take? How many personnel does it take? Does it require my entire team? Do I have the resource or not? What equipment it may involve? Maybe it costs money. And also, do I have all the information to execute the solution? All this is your consideration facts when you're doing cost benefit analysis of your solution. Okay. Now, planning. Steps to make solution a reality. You have to plan. But how do you plan? Plan in a small group. Maybe you call other head of departments. Guys, I have this problem. These are the solutions that I have in hand. Can you help me weigh the cost and benefit? Maybe what are the pros and cons of all my solution? You can sit with people similar level to you. You can even sit with your team. Why is better to sit with your team? Because they are the one facing the problem every day. They are doing that work every day. They are in the operations of that work every day. They may have an idea how to solve, but maybe they are scared to speak up. But have a small group. You know why? They say too many cooks spoil the soup. So have a small group, maybe your team leader, your line leader. That's why I said, guys, you need to have a broad perspective. You must be neutral. When you're sitting with the small group, you must be willing to listen, not just tell them, okay, you know what, I don't care, this is the solution, go and get it done. They may have a different solution. You must listen first. Remember, breathe deeply, listen first, gather the info, then only you present your solution. Now, identify critical tasks to do with your solution. That means what is the most important to do first. That is all in this planning stage. Now, you already got your solution. Then you sit with a small group. Then you identify which is number one, which is number two, and then which is non-critical that can do later. But which one needs to do first so that the entire problem is solved first. Okay, so the first step in decision making starts with planning, which is P in the PDCA. Then now doing, checking, and action. Execute is doing. Once you plan, you have to do. So you also have to plan to do. Your plan must have, okay, how fast am I going to do this? How long is it going to last? My execution. Then you continue evaluating. You go back to checking. Is it working or not? You need to check. You not just do only like not working, also continue doing. You have to evaluate how effective is it. Again, do a cost benefit analysis after you execute. Is it working? Is it not working? Is it working according to plan? Or is it not working? Then you continue again, you ask yourself, why is it not working? Maybe not enough resource, not enough information, not enough time. So you continue. And when you identify the answer, remember mind map. Ask yourself, what am I doing, right or wrong? Then if right means, go some more, draw some more. Remember mind map? So later one team will be teaching mind mapping, come up with a problem and show people how to solve it according to mind maps. Okay? Then you adjust with new information. So according to a mind map, now how do I solve a problem? Now, if no means, now, okay, do I need to get new info? Yes. What do I do? Go and talk to someone. So the mind map helps that way. So later come up with a problem. The mind map team will help you solve by drawing a mind map and teaching everyone. Yeah. Okay. Once you've solved the problem successfully, it's time to apply what you have learned. Doesn't mean the process ends once you have already solved the problem. Now you need to document. Why you document? So that in the future when you face this again, you have a success story and it's documented. You won't go like, what I did last time, I forgot one step along the way, I forgot. Then doesn't work. Document everything that you come up with. Document it. Remember in the last reflection session, we spoke about documentation, very important because it saves time. So record the lessons that you have learned. Then plan follow-up meeting. Why? Because you got to continue evaluating. But every follow-up meeting or every day when you do a toolbox meeting is the first thing that you do with your team first thing in the morning. You know why? Just now when I asked you all in the morning how you all feeling and all, so far so good. In the morning everything is good. Do the plan meeting or follow-up meeting in the morning when everything is good. No stress, calm, mind, no blocks, no mental blocks. But make sure you have an agenda for the meeting, not when they come there. Remember just now when I came into this call, I told you 4 things we're going to do today. That is an agenda. Same thing when you are conducting a meeting, have an agenda. Tell them, guys, first thing we're going to do is this. Second is this. We're going to talk about this. Third thing is this. Then at least your people, they know what to have in their head when you're asking them questions. When you come there, then in the morning, you're like, hi guys, okay, yeah, tell me lah, anything, anything today, no update, okay. That is not an effective toolbox meeting. You as the supervisor or the manager needs to have a proper structure of what you want to have, what you want to talk to your team. Every day there's a follow-up in terms of, okay, let's say tardiness lah, people coming late to work. Every day you follow up, okay, Line leader, how are we solving? That's your agenda. Okay, how are we solving? How are we going to ensure this decreases? So agenda, always have number one, what I'm going to talk. Number two, you can do this on the way to work. Maybe you think about it, then you write down in your phone. You can do it before going to sleep the day before. Tomorrow I'm going to have a toolbox meeting. These are the three things I'm going to talk about. No need to talk about 10 things, 20 things, 2 to 3 things. Tomorrow I'm going to follow up on this. Then you have an agenda. When you say the agenda, your employees or your members will have a structure what they're going to answer you. They will have an idea what you're talking about. So always have an agenda. Okay. Now, when you already succeed to solve a problem, don't forget to give feedback to your team members or whoever is involved with your solution. You must recognize them, say, yes, thank you, you helped. Now keep it going, keep it up. You always must give positive feedback. It's called positive reinforcement. A lot of us take it for granted. Already done, succeed already. Okay. Back to square one, back to normal. You must tell them what went well, what didn't go so well, how we can improve. But if you are successful, also identify and celebrate that. Don't take it for granted. Now, identifying improvements. Remember, I said document what lessons learned. Apply to future problems. If you document it, it's easy to apply. If you don't, then you have to go through the whole process again. You have to waste time again. So always document what you have as SOPs. If you need to get approval from the directors, this is what I implemented. It worked. Document it. Go and talk to them. Get it approved. A lot of us have communication issues and we don't want to talk. So then we say, actually very hard to get things done here. Those kind of things I've heard a lot of times, but it's because of a communication issue. Go and talk to them, say, but when we go and talk also, we say, we always go and talk without documents, without proper facts. If you want to get something approved easily, go with proper facts. I've done this in a diagram form. You want to write down, I've done this. Let's say you show 3 pictures. I've done this. This is the benefits. These are the pros. These are the cons. Now I think I can improve this. I can improve this. If you show facts, who will refuse? And if you actually successfully improve the issue or the problem, nobody is going to refuse because you make their life also easier. And you know what? You'll build more trust in the future. They won't micromanage you. You know why? Because you always talk based on facts. You always talk based on document. You document all your SOPs, and it leads to more success at the end. Okay. So critical analytical thinking is not about someone who got high IQ, someone who's smart. You don't need to necessarily be Albert Einstein. You don't need to. If you do things structured manner, you can think critically. You know why? Because you start to think more when you write down. You see, your brain is meant to just think. It is not a scheduler. Uh, it's not a memorizing machine. You cannot overload the brain. That's why you write down. When you write down, more and more ideas will come because you're not trying to clog your brain. You're not trying to fill your brain with all the things that you're trying to think about. Write it down, because then you don't hear when it's empty, right? It can think more critically, can think more creatively. Your brain is not a scheduler, hey, I got this to do, I got that to do, which task is important. Everything you document, then here will become less packed. We say we get stressed, we get sad and all that is because here a lot of things running. Your brain is not meant to do all that. Your brain is meant to, we humans are the only life forms on earth that has a brain at that capacity. Use it, but don't overload. Overload means write all the things that you want to do, Then here empty, I can think clearly. See, problem solving is not a task best taken alone. It's important to create diversity as it helps to bring out creativity, which is why we are going to, now is what time? 9:46. Okay, we're gonna have a 5-minute break once we finish all this. Then after that, when you come back, we're gonna break you into 4 groups. Remember, I told you. Then we're gonna, sorry, 5 groups, because we're gonna talk about PDCA and 4 other tools. Okay, 5 groups. Okay, so this one we already spoke about key success factors. Then action planning, continuous learning and application. This is what we're going to do. After this, each one of you is, after we break out into the groups, also as a group, please discuss the challenges that you faced in work in the past week, past month, or what is the most biggest problem that you're facing now that you cannot solve. And also make sure you can elaborate on the problem so that later we can shortlist 4 or 5 problems for each group that they're going to solve. All right, so I think we're done with the content. Anyone has any questions before we move on? Anyone want to say anything before we move on? We'll take a bathroom break for anyone who wants to go to the washroom. Then when we are back, then we will start on going into your groups. You're going to research um, on certain tools that were taught to you, and then you're going to teach as a group. You're going to teach. You decide who in that group is going to teach. We will do a 15-minute planning with your group. You will do a 15-minute planning. My associate Dinesh will break you all into groups randomly. So this is where we're going to test how you work with each other. You're going to research on the tools that I'm going to give to all of you. So each group I will go in and I will come into your breakout rooms. I will tell you what tool you're going to talk about. Okay. So we will come back by, now it's 9:50. By 9:55, 9:56, you just come back and we'll break you into your groups. All good, guys? All good?
Okay.
Okay. Can get coffee, this, that, whatever, get a drink and then come back. Because you're going to go into intense work now after this.
Excuse me, Rohan.
Yeah.
Can you share the slide for us later?
Yes, can.
Thank you.
Anyway, you all have your books, right? But
Oh,
I
yeah.
will still share the slides also.
Oh, the book is the previous.
Yeah. It's the slides is the same, the book.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's just that we are recapping today.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, is everyone back? Yeah, kindly turn on your videos. You got pictures already or print screen or whatever. You need to take pictures, right?
Two pictures already.
Print screen.
Yeah.
I only see two people. I can't see the rest. Okay. All right. So we are going to assign you randomly into groups. So in the spirit of being neutral, I asked my associate who doesn't know y'all, never met y'all. He will just randomly assign you to groups so that you all can just work together. I will come into each group. I will visit each group and give you your topics. Okay. Everyone back or?
No, maybe three more.
So if you guys are back at your places, kindly turn on your videos because we are going to take a photo as well for HRDC purposes. So for those of you who are already back, kindly switch on your videos.
Definitely switching on the video.
Guys, I don't think all of you have switched on your videos. Yep, if you're back at your place, once again, guys, please switch on your videos because we're going to take a photo now for the HRDC purposes. Then we will proceed to breakout. we'll proceed to break out into various groups. Each group will have 4 people, one group will have 3. So we'll have 5 groups. Because I think we have 19, right? Yeah, so we'll have 4 groups with 4 people and one group with 3. I don't think everyone's camera is on. Everyone all on?
Is everybody back already? I don't hear them responding to you.
Yeah, some of them are back.
16 of them are back.
16 are back. I only see 6 cameras, 7 cameras.
Hi, Roshan.
Hi.
Hi, Sally here. Sorry, my laptop don't have the camera.
Right. Okay, yeah, for those of you who don't have a camera, yeah, you're excused.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
For those of you who have cameras, you're not excused. So kindly turn it on and we'll proceed with the picture and then, got it? All right, so now Dinesh will break you all into your groups. So I think you may leave this chat and it will load you into a room. So just kindly hold on, yeah? 5 groups. Just randomly. And then I will join each one of you at your groups and give you your topic and tell you what you need to present. So you can either write it down, just do a PowerPoint and then share your screen later. 4 per group and then one group, the last group will have 3. 19, right? Yeah, if 19, then yes, 4 per group and the last group with 3. All of you can download stuff from the chat, access to this chat right here in the call. Do you guys have access to the chat? Then what I'll do is I will upload the slides that I just showed in case you want to refer back. Let me see, how do I upload that? I can't attach. Can't attach anything. Email us the slides. Okay, I will email. Okay, who do I have to email to everybody, one by one. Okay, while you're all in your group discussions, then I will email you. Done. Huh? No? Hold on, guys. It's loading. It's opening your breakout rooms.
Yeah, punya connecting.
Make an attendee.
Guys, hold on, yeah, hold on. No, what access can you give me? Guys, hold on, yeah. Siva, just tell everyone to hold on. Hi guys. Remove everyone. No, you haven't removed everyone.
Yeah.
But you remember who was in that first group? They need to remain. They would have started discussion. GK, TJ, Eng Tiong, and someone. GK. Hi guys. Remove all of you. Hi guys. Oh,
Yeah, okay, Adi.
yeah. Okay, guys. So I think Microsoft Teams is a bit, it's giving a lot of issues with breakout rooms. Can we all move to Zoom? In your chat, there'll be the link to move to Zoom. Can you just click on the Zoom link? We'll move everyone to Zoom. Hi guys, can you all hear me?
Yeah, can.
Okay, we're going to move everybody because this breakout rooms is very problematic on MS Teams. We have a glitch there. We're going to move everybody to Zoom. If you check the chat box, there'll be a Zoom link. Just click and then everyone enter on Zoom first, please. We'll migrate everyone to Zoom. So this is a live problem that we're having now. We're critically and analytically trying to solve the issue by moving to Zoom. So we'll see how fast the solution is viable. Cost benefit analysis doesn't cost us a dime because we have the Zoom. So we're going to move everyone to Zoom. Yeah. So if anyone sitting beside you or whatever, please tell them to click the link in the chat. Did we put the link? Yeah. There's a link in the chat, right? It's a Zoom link. The breakout rooms there are much easier. I don't have to critically think how to enter each room as well. So we'll move to Zoom, yeah? It's a decision we just made.
There's no response, even though when I click the link.
No response.
Yeah. So can you send through email?
See, the thing is, I don't have your email address.
Oh, you don't have my
I
email
don't.
address, right?
Right.
No, actually, when
Me
we
also
click on the
same
Zoom,
cannot.
right,
Yeah.
it's waiting for the host to let us in, I think.
Okay, okay. No, that's fine. As long as you are waiting in the host to let you in is fine. But some say they can't access.
Yeah,
Ah,
is that the reason? Let them in, see what is the message that they
Right.
get. I think that is the message that they're getting. Please wait for the host to start this meeting.
That is fine. That means you're already successfully there.
Yeah,
Then
so
after
maybe
that,
some of them not familiar with it. That's why.
My even no response. I got the finger icon there. When I
uh-huh.
click the link, totally no response.
same to me as well.
No response.
No
Ah.
Yes.
response.
Well, we're letting.
So
Pardon?
the message is join Zoom meeting and then HTTPS and something something. So we click on that, but it seems that nothing happened.
Happen. Three people already in Zoom. Uh, can you share your screen and show me what shows up on your screen,
Share
TJ?
my screen to you. Let me see.
Yeah, yeah. Just share your
Okay,
screen.
okay. Share. Can you see?
No. How about the rest of you? Can Siva, GK,
Me also
Sachin?
same cannot connect.
Cannot.
Yeah, cannot.
Y'all, because of access issues or what?
Not sure.
When we hit the link, no any response to next.
What does it say on the screen? Can one of you share
Yes.
when
One way is you join Zoom, open up Zoom, key in the meeting ID separately, then it can lead you to the chat.
Okay. Alright. We try it.
Okay. You ask for me. Oh man. Now mind. This kind of technical glitches, we will solve it. The next session we will improve and then we will document it and one shot send one link. So that easy to break out and all that. Because this is the first time we're doing breakout rooms, right? So
Can we see your PDCA later?
yes. So see, guys, use this, teachers. Use PDCA, come up with a teaching plan. Because you need 15 to 20 minutes. Plan it. See, live problem. See, we all learn.
GK, we join same group lah to discuss about this issue.
Wait. Everyone else can, still cannot.
Still cannot.
Oh. Okay. What we do, can I send the link to one of y'all on your phone or something, and then you send to the rest of them?
Why don't you do this? Send to one of us through email, then we'll forward to
Yeah,
all
okay.
participants.
Okay, one of y'all just put in the chat your email, I'll send to you. Where is the link?
CG is already in Zoom, right? Maybe CG can give his email ID since his is working, so he can send to everybody.
Oh, sorry, Paramid, MIT.
Okay, I'm clicking the link also, it's not going.
GK also is in Zoom already, right?
Yes.
Okay, the email has been sent today to TJ.
Let me check.
Yeah.
The Zoom will
Yeah, so you would have received an email, TJ,
the
from
group
Dinesh.
discussion.
I'm still waiting.
அதான் ஜூம்ல ஜாயின் குரூப் வச்சுட்டாங்க இப்போ அவங்க ஒரு லிங்க் அனுப்புறாங்க அது இப்போ தெரியும் நான் லிங்க் போடுங்க இதில் போடுங்க முதல்ல அப்போ தெரியும் அந்த அவங்க லிங்க் கொடுத்தாங்களா அந்த போடுங்க தெரியும் அனுப்பி விட்டாங்க ஷாப்பிங் அனுப்பியிருக்காங்க வெப்சைட்ல இருந்து
Okay. I'll forward.
I'm in the Zoom already. Thank you.
Wait, very fast.
Cool. See, solution.
Copy.
Have you all of you received the link?
Okay.
In the email.
Okay, I've sent out the email to everyone. Check your inbox and see.
Let me in.
Everyone received the email from me?
Yes.
Okay, then try to link in.
Leong, Tajuddin, Sachi are still cannot go into Zoom, is it? GK, you can go through already, right?
Yes, I'm on both.
Okay. So once if you are in Zoom already, then you can come out from this meeting. So at least we know who's left. Leong and all still cannot, Tajuddin, Sachi, Siu. Okay. Those in the Zoom already can come out from here. Okay, then you can come out from here. At least we know that who is left. Siu Chin, right? You're still in the meeting. Have you gone to Zoom yet? Switch in. Have you gone to Zoom yet? Okay, then you can exit the meeting in this place already now. You can leave here.
How many people there?